leaning towards Saka.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Alright, let's wait for more people to join. Alright, let's wait for more people to join. And in the meantime that we're waiting, please type out your thoughts about game week 16 in the chat. So what we're gonna do is draft a new team from start. So first of all, I want to talk about the free hit of this week. Is no one joining? Okay, how to do with Semenyo? First of all, you have to ask what chip do you still have? Do you still have the free hit? Or do you still have the bench boost? Do you still have the triple captain? I believe most people have used their wild card. And then with the free 5 transfer that had just been given to us, you really gotta utilize them. Semenyo is someone that I would definitely not keep. Bruno G is a good replacement for Semenyo. But let's talk about the free hit first. So suppose we have the full funds. Obviously, we gotta go for Erling Haaland. This is the obvious choice. No matter the upcoming fixtures or the long-term fixtures, we keep Erling Haaland always. And then, okay, you still have the bench boost, same as me. Then you gotta utilize your free 5 transfers and pivot into a better squad that has decent fixture for the remaining game weeks, and then just pick one game week to activate a bench boost. So, okay, let's start. This is the free hit. Let me talk about a free hit first. So, outside of Haaland, someone that we must have for this week is, let me find him. Can I search? Is Bukayo Saka. Really, against Wolves, we are going to triple up Arsenal. Okay, there's no reason to not go triple Arsenal. Wolves are literally the worst team in the league, and they concede a lot of goals, and Arsenal is playing them at home as well. So we could probably go for captain Saka as well. And then, speaking of triple Arsenal, we're looking for decent defender. So let me just take a look at the injury list. Julian Timber is still doubtful. We don't know if he will play at this moment. Same as Saliba. Therefore, the safe pick is I mistyped. This is our safe pick. We go for this defender, which is very likely to start. By the way, chat, just put any questions in the comment section. Okay, so another factor to consider is Declan Rice. Declan Rice is flagged and he is still doubtful. We do not know if he will play, but I will be happy to still include him in my free hit. Captain choice, captain is Saka. Captain is definitely Saka. I think it won't even be a differential. I think the majority would go for Saka instead of Haaland. So if you wanted to go differential, you might consider Haaland. But I think the majority is actually Saka. And then the last must buy is Thiago. You could also consider captain Thiago if you really need a huge differential. Alright, this is the 5 men that we are definitely happy to buy in Declan Rice. For the remaining defenders, it doesn't really matter. We gotta fit in our midfielders first. For goalkeepers, I recommend Martinez for this week against West Ham. Although he might not play, still happy to buy him. He is not ruled out. Let me check the injury list. Okay, Palmer is back, but I do not suggest buying him. Crystal Palace defenders? Of course not. They're playing City next. If we are talking about the long term, the only really worthy piece is Riches because he's cheap, or Gw. But then if you take a look at the fixtures, Man City next, Leeds next, Tottenham, Newcastle. I don't really recommend buying in Palace defenders. I don't think they have a clean sheet in the near future. Might be good to starting from game week 26. But at the moment, no. And then, therefore, free hit. Of course, no Palace defender. Okay. All right. So let's see who is the remaining pieces. Bruno Fernandes is very good for in terms of a free hit as well. Uh, Playing Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth is having a really bad run recently, and you might consider, but I personally would not recommend, would not do it. Phil Foden. Phil Foden is also a very good asset. Okay, so really, this is the key pieces that I really recommend. And the remaining pieces is very flexible. For example, we could go uh, O'Reilly, uh, we could go Doku, Dango is also good, but I think it is a little bit risky to go double Brentford players. Rice over Semenyo, I've told you many times Semenyo has to go. Semenyo has to go. He costs a lot, and then Bournemouth is on a very bad run recently. Even against Burnley, I'm thinking it would be a 1-0 or even 0-0. And against United at the Old Trafford, not really. We don't buy Semenyo this week. I won't hold to Burnley. I've just explained that even playing against Burnley, I don't think they can do much. Okay, it's very likely to be a 0-0 game. So if you currently own Semenyo, I would recommend transferring into Bruno Fernandes or Bruno Guimaraes. Both of them are better than Semenyo. And then Everton. Everton player is not quite worth it right now. So just don't consider them. Minte is a very good option. And then the fixture rotates with Everton player. So if you take a look at Everton midfielder, game week 17 they got Arsenal, but then game week 17 Brighton got Sunderland. So you can bench them alternatively. And then when Brighton get Arsenal, Everton gets Burnley, so they rotate really well. You could consider buying them both for rotation. So Bosley, I haven't really thought about that. Let's consider. I haven't really considered any Liverpool players, to be honest. And, and Liverpool. The reason why I haven't considered Liverpool player is because it's a little bit risky considering Salah and Arne Slot. I don't think Liverpool is a certain. It's too risky to buy them in. But then, as I've said, so you could buy these players as well. I just don't recommend them. The only better sort of decent Liverpool player is Szoboszlai. But other players I really don't recommend buying in. Okay, so let's just finish up our free hit draft. The remaining striker we want to play this week is Gw. You could even consider transferring in this guy because Fulham has a really good fixture upcoming. You see, Fulham has a really good fixture, so you could really consider buying him in. Any cheaper alternative to stop away Virgil van Dijk? Virgil van Dijk has to go as well. One of the good options is O'Reilly. O'Reilly, while might not guarantee a clean sheet, he could sometime be involved in some goals. So we have seen him in the UCL where he scored one against Real Madrid. And then he really has a high chance of assist in terms of defenders. So O'Reilly is a pretty good value asset. You see, against Palace, West Ham, Forest, Sunderland, I think we could keep 3 out of 4 clean sheets. So O'Reilly is a really good option. And then also, because Fulham has such a good fixture, we could go Anderson. Okay, this is also a very cheap option. Really cheap option here. So yeah, actually this is not quite a free hit draft because I want everything to have depth, and you could prepare for a bench boost with this lineup. And then the next one, probably a good differential is Bruno Guimaraes. He's very underrated. And if you do not want Bruno Guimaraes, you could also consider Anthony Gordon. But either way, I do not suggest double up, just one of them. Anthony Gordon is on penalties for Newcastle, so I think it is a somewhat decent pick. Okay. Uh, I think the backup goalkeeper is always Dubravka. Um, if you really want a decent bench boost, he's still a good option because we got game week 16 Fulham and game week 18 Everton. I'm planning to probably bench boost in game week 18. Okay, but if you do not like the risk, you could also go Brighton goalkeeper as well. But he is like, um, how much expensive is he? Dubravka is 4 mil, while Brighton goalkeeper is 4.4. So both of them are fine. It depends on how much money you have left. Okay, our remaining midfielder could be Doku is fine if you do not want to pick O'Reilly. And then Minte is fine. Then go. This is my suggestion. So now we have 8 mil left. And the remaining 2 defenders. That's why I really don't want I really just want Dubravka on goal, so that we have more funds for our defender. Vandenberg is fine. This is the part where it becomes more flexible, affordable. But just to finish our draft. Matty Cash. Is Cash fine? Probably. But then we have very little money left. Van Hecke. Rodon is also fine to save some money. And then the remaining one. I think this will be my team. Oh, the Cooper is also fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is a pretty decent team using all the monies. Obviously, your defenders could be better because if you have owned Haaland since the start of the season, he's much cheaper, probably at like 14.3 mil. So we have 0.7 mil left if you already own Haaland at the start of the season. But yeah, this is the draft that we will be picking if we just start playing this week. Any final questions? I will end the stream. Uh, okay. So now we have triple captain and bench boost because just joined. By the way, we are captain Saka and vice captain Haaland. If we uh, if you still have triple captain left, you could consider doing it this week on Saka or next week on Haaland. Either way is fine. Bench boost. Yeah, this is a perfect squad for bench boost as well. Okay. Final list. Alright, thanks for watching.